You've learned strategies, studied the systems, and earned the qualifications, but you're still not getting your team to hit its full potential. In this episode, we're going to break down the critical difference between technical coaching and connection-based leadership. Discover why building stronger human connections is the missing link in performance, and how to shift your focus to what really drives growth, motivation, and results. I'm Ian Hawkins, and this is Sport is Life. The purpose of sport, as I see it, is to see your vision become a reality. Find your voice, create strong connections, and learn to trust your body. See this time and again with coaches, maybe not beginner coaches, but coaches that then go and do a really technical course on a particular sport, and they get so overcommitted on teaching the technicalities of the particular sport they're training. They lose sight of the most important thing, and that's connecting with their individual players, of keeping things simple and finding a way to make it about the player. They get too much caught in putting the pressure on themselves to deliver this huge game plan, to have all the systems so perfect, and they lose track of that really important aspect. It's no coincidence that the best coaches are deeply connected to their players. NRL, Wayne Bennett, he's notorious for not being massive on the technical aspect of rugby league, but he's the master of connecting with people. Craig Bellamy, he's been doing it at one club for 20 years. He has a certain type of play that he wants, but he builds a strong connection, a connection that allows him to give them a spray if they're not falling into line, and still keep that respect. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but you can't argue with the results that he's got. More recently, Ivan Cleary, he talks about connection a lot. He's written about it in his book. I've heard him on countless podcasts. He talks about it. He talks about that connection with his players. Football world, there's emotionally intelligent coaches. You don't have to look very far to see videos with Pep Guardiola from City, or Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, and not just connection with players, but connection with fans, connection with the community. It's so important. Last Friday night, I was at a private school where I've been doing some work with the head of football there, with the football coaches, with the senior squad, the first 11 squad, and this year turning our attention to be doing more with the parents, and the whole theme of this season launch was connection. And I was asked to speak there, and this is what I was talking about. It's like, well, how do we create those connections? How do we make sure when we, as a parent, as a coach, and actually it's true in any part of your life, is that if you build connection first, then you're going to get so much better results. I do casual teaching. Usually my first focus is, okay, well, how do I build a better connection with these youngsters? And usually with one of the children that maybe is, they sort of hold the key in a little way, because they can be disruptive and they can flow through, or they can be on your side and they can be making the biggest differences. So it's the same thing. It's like, find out a bit about them. Like, the moment you show some interest, find out what they do, what they like to do, and then show some genuine interest in that, then suddenly they're on your side. They're saying hello to you in the playground, because they want to be with someone that makes them feel good because you've taken that interest. And that's true in any different area. So if you think about yourself, the coach, and you have a genuine interest in your players, I'll go a long way to them doing the things that you want them to do from a technical aspect. As a parent, the same thing. Like, how often do you get stuck in trying to direct them and tell them what to do instead of just asking about them and just listening? And then when they talk about their stuff, sound really enthusiastic and show how much you care. Now, this comes naturally to some people, and I guess I'm blessed in a sense that sort of way does come naturally to me. I put a lot of that down to my parents and how much they focused on that, but also there are a lot of the times where I didn't receive that. So my relationship with my dad, for example, like he naturally did that in so many different environments, but also like I saw that, and also one of 5 kids as a child that was really big on that connection. It never felt enough for me. So I always felt like I wasn't getting enough. Now, I know a lot of that's because for whatever I'd experienced as a youngster, that it probably wouldn't have mattered what Dad did. I was always going to feel like I didn't get enough of that connection. That's been part of those old beliefs and programming that I've had to unravel over the last 15 years. But what I've also learned from his example and from my mum's example, and learning a lot about empathy from my mum and being a good listener, is that a lot of that comes naturally. But there are also times where I haven't done that well because of other different circumstances, lack of confidence, different circumstances where I maybe didn't have the confidence or think it was appropriate, but it's appropriate in every setting. And it's also a skill that can be learned, and it's also a skill that can be developed and continue to improve. And there's no end to the depth of it. And if you're looking, if you are in any area and you've done the technical stuff and you've got your skill set, sometimes the answer isn't going and doing more certifications or accreditations or learning more technical stuff, but it's like, well, how can I learn to connect better? How can I be a positive influence? How can I lift people up? Because that's where you're going to get better results, and you're going to see the interactions from people. You're going to see how much they light up when they can tell that you care. You would have heard that quote. People might forget what you said. They might forget what you taught them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So if you go with that approach, see if you can make people feel as good as possible in the environments that you come across them, more than halfway to success. So find ways to connect better, make that your first priority, and just watch everything improve. The results you're getting in your teams, in your family, even in just your relationships with your friends. It's amazing how quickly as humans we gravitate towards picking apart things, finding the mistakes, finding the downside. We're good on it. We're good at it. Our safety and our life from a biological and evolutionary perspective dependent on it, of finding the things that might be a danger or finding the things that don't work. But we don't need that anymore. We live in a very safe environment, and to be able to amplify that and make it even more positive, it's finding the good stuff, finding the connections. And this is how we're going to have a better world. And it starts with every one of us doing that in the space that we operate. As always, this requires you taking action. And also, I know how important it is for validation of these things. Tell me about your stories. If not here, jump onto one of my social media pages. You can see those in the show notes. Join the conversation. We'll be talking about this sort of stuff at some point. This episode will probably turn into an article as well. Come and let me know the sort of things you're doing to build connections, some of the results that you've got, some of the tips you've got for people, and we'll find a way to share more with each other and continue to build stronger connections in our world. You've taken the time to listen to this whole episode. Now it's time to take action. Commit to one thing you've learned today and make it happen. And to avoid any obstructions, join the Sport is Life movement by clicking on the link in the show notes.